All right, good morning, everybody. It's Tuesday, April 7th, 2026. My name is Don Swanker. I'm going to call the Jackson County Board of Supervisors meeting to order. To my left, I have Mike Steinis. To my right, I have Nin Flagel. Got Bjorn from IT, Lisa from the auditors, Brittany back in the press box. And first up today is we have visitors and citizens. Is there anybody here that would like to address the board today not listed on the agenda? We got Michael, okay. Hearing none, we'll proceed to Prevention Coalition Board Chair Scott Warren and DFC Project Court Director Karen Wells. You're up.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having us. Morning. Yes, I believe you received the written information that we provided. As a prevention coalition, we would ask that you consider terminating the DFC contract, providing 30 days notice to the employee. We would also ask that you consider continuing that grant on an interim basis with Julie Fern. She's in no way interested in a full-time position, but on an interim basis for a 30-day period, she would go ahead and continue with that grant. We would also ask that you consider looking for another not-for-profit organization that could provide leadership to it. If that does not work, looking to post a position and working to hire or rehire that position. As you know, we have about 2.5 years left on that grant. So just wanted to come before supervisors and put that out there and get your input, answer any questions you might have.
Does anybody have any questions for Scott or Karen?
No.
So Julie was in that position previously. Is there a reason to discontinue the program as it's working at present time? We would continue the grant. I wouldn't recommend that you return the grant at this point in time. We still feel confident that we can meet the grant objectives, which obviously whoever's in that position would be ultimately responsible. We as Prevention Coalition, our board provides assistance to that individual to meet the grant expectations. So working with Julie would be a per hour basis between the supervisors and then her. Like I said, she has no interest in it as a full-time position. She has a full-time job. She would just hate to see it kind of fall through the cracks or us not be able to meet those key objectives collectively.
If we act on your recommendation and we look to somebody else, when we went through this, I would assume that we would either have coalition assistance or whatever, because evidently objectives that we were looking at weren't the same as what the coalition was doing. So
we would love that. Yeah, we would love the opportunity to work in partnership with you guys in identifying a good solution. And I think the 30-day interim period gives us that time to do that. So you're looking for discussion and action.
Yeah.
If we did that, the 30-day notice would go out first, or how does the process? I would believe that would be, that would be. Is that our action item?
yeah,
I would see that, and then as a step 2 would be an interim action, and then step 3 would be looking for a permanent solution, as I would see it.
thoughts, comments of the board?
So there ain't no fixing or other educational routes we can take.
At this point in time, I would not see that. So the motion would be to discontinue with the project coordinator as is, and or is the motion to approve the 30-day notice? I would see approving the
What would it need to be? Motion to,
I would say that you need a motion to, approve and authorize the chair's signature on a 30-day termination notice of the contract between Jackson County and Dawn Nelson as the Drug Free Communities Project Coordinator effective April 7th, 2026.
I would make that motion.
I would second that.
We got a motion by Mike, second by Nin to repeat that.
To approve and authorize the chair's signature on a 30-day termination notice of the contract between Jackson County and Dawn Nelson as the Drug Free Communities Project Coordinator effective April 7th, 2026.
Any other discussion? Again, I would just like to add, going forward, we need to have some immediate communications between the board and the coalition to kind of rectify the shortcomings between what we did and what you're looking for, because it's unfortunate we're in this position all the way around. So,
Agreed.
with any other discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you for what you've done.
So- Is there any under requirements to be done before a time period
I think we,
as far as,
I would say the 30 days.
yeah, we'll address that and go move forward. Thank you very much. All right. I don't see our recorder here, so I don't see Jaden here. You want to knock on the door or? Board, we have Jaden Shekel, the county engineer, to give us an update on a few things.
Good morning.
Good.
On our agenda is discussion and action on fiscal year 27 contract rock haul. So as part of our fiscal year 27 budget, we did budget money for the producers to not only supply us rock, but for them to actually haul the two roads. This is an attempt to try to resurface some of our reclaim roads that were done in year 1 and year 2. So we picked about 50 miles approximately throughout the county on various roads that were done either year 1 or year 2. Just to resurface them at about 400 tons per month, just because, so they had some major re-rocking done with the reclaim year 1 and 2, which is probably getting to be at least 2 years old at this point, and they won't get hit again until we get a full cycle, or till our whole initial cycle of reclaim throughout the county is completed. So it could be another 2 years before they were to see some resurfacing. So this is an attempt to get them along until we hit it again. So provided the map of the 50-ish miles of road, we sent bid documents to the 4 producers that supply rock to us in this county. The bid tab was provided as well, and we split it up. Each district for us, or our outlying shop areas, we put as like a separate project. So a producer, that way one producer doesn't serve all of our shops, if that's the case, or that's the way this ended up being, is that different producers, I should say, will supply rock to different districts where they were the lowest. So Wendling Quarries was the predominant one, supplying to most of the areas, but we did also have Bard and River City Stone supplying to some of our districts. And again, so this is for them to not only supply the rock, but for them to haul. And just kind of interesting that their cost to haul it is actually less than our cost. Mainly due to, one, they can haul, depending on what trucks they use, they can haul easily twice as much as what we can, so less trips for them. And they just have more staff to do that. And then it also frees up our staff to go do other things. Like, they'll be busy reclaiming, don't get me wrong, but instead of having to find guys to go resurface these roads, the resurfacing get done, and then our guys can also, get caught up, or try to get caught up on some of the ditching work throughout the county, or patching, whatever work that comes up throughout the summer.
so we talked about this during the budget season, and we analyzed
Mhm.
where our cost savings would be, of course. So it goes all back to like, time constraints. Again, cost, does it make sense that they can haul it cheaper? Well, it's kind of, it's pretty amazing, but not only does it save us revenue there, it also saves us wear and tear on our equipment that we're not running back and forth and they have, I hear all the good things when they're cutting this brush and doing these, and good thing about our roads, so.
And when they do this, they're supposed to, as part of the documents, they, supposed to give us X amount of days of, heads up, so that way we can staff, when they start doing, to have a motor grader operator there to, when they start dumping, to blade the roads, and so it's not just in case you get piles of rock or something, but we will have this.
Well, I would sure hope it's a
I
coordination
was gonna
because,
So,
I would assume that we're gonna inspect these types of situations too, as only going to say, hey, yeah, that's sufficient.
Who's gonna track this for us?
As far as like the tickets, or making sure that they,
To make sure that we're getting the tonnage out there, or, who's tracking or telling them, like, are we telling them which routes to take so that they're not taking these heavy loads over
yeah,
roads and beating them down, and now we need more rock on these roads because they've hauled these heavy loads, or that they're not taking a road that has a restricted weight limit and, well, they don't really care, they're gonna go across that bridge anyhow, and now we have more bridge closures, or.
yeah, so our office staff will be the ones to, when we do this process, to verify all that, and to also, like, depending on what size of trucks they want to use, to get it at 400 tons per mile, a truck in theory should, at a certain speed, should go so far, so we'll be out there to
I was
start.
gonna say,
getting
who's, yeah, and who's making sure we're getting that,
So,
because if they're bringing different trucks,
mhm,
maybe they're hauling with a dump truck, but then maybe they're hauling with a belly dump or whatever.
yeah,
That's gonna give you different links
Mhm.
that they need to be traveling, obviously, as you know, but
So
So
to
you just
me,
can't mark
that
it.
seems like a pretty simple calculation. I mean, if you got 5 miles and it takes 400 ton, whatever.
yeah, so
You
it's
know
just,
how many's on each truck and you got the tickets for that, and if it's not covered, if your explanation was like a half inch.
yeah, I mean, that's what it equates. to.
So I'm just saying, or if we're sprinkling it under, so we should be able to calculate. If they
We
turn
need
their
this
tickets
many
in per road,
So basically, you have one on, say, dump trucks, for example, they have, just like what we do, it's basically be the same process we do for reclaim, is set their chains up when we first get going to let the rock dump out, and then they'll adjust their speed, because one truck can say has, I don't know, just random, this many tons, well, to that many tons on so many tons per mile, basically that truck should go X distance down the road, so how fast or slow does he need to go to dump that load, so. Same as our reclaim process,
I was
and
gonna say, will this kind of piggyback on the reclaim process? Cause you were talking about a lot of the roads that we need to do now are getting farther away from the quarries to the point where it wasn't maybe as cost effective for our guys to haul that rock back and forth, and you were thinking of contracting the transport. I mean, can we utilize this for that as well?
so we didn't have that in the budget as far as in the reclaim part of the budget, but.
no, and the problem with that is when they will. Would that be nice? Yes, but I just worry that, when they're gonna haul rock, like they wanna haul a bunch of rock, and we may only have maybe at best on any given day, a half mile of, or less of rock, or of road ready to be rocked, and where they would wanna probably have miles, so they could just delegate the staff to it and just haul the
I
rock.
can't see it would free our trucks up though to help in the reclaim if these guys are rocking the other roads,
Well, if we're a big client, sometimes they'll help accommodate a little bit, but it'd be worth asking of them, to see if that can. Cause
And
again,
I have heard from one of the producers yesterday that if this goes forward, they would actually want to start hauling, say in the Butler area as soon as possible before, so that way they could utilize, to your point, in like the Bernard Road as their haul route before that closes for the overlay. Because that'll, especially with the quarry being right there, that will make things a little difficult. So they would, if this goes forward, they would start doing that ASAP essentially. And when we would monitor the roads, it starts, right now they're fine, but.
Knowing, obviously, why I know, but, them were things that I got told really need to be watched when you're doing this, so. just kind of putting them out there that,
Yeah, cause we want to
go.
we want that, we want the 400 tons per mile, but we also don't wanna go overkill. We don't want 600 ton per mile.
Right.
Cause that comes out of the, I mean.
well, and that's just gonna leave you short
Mhm.
somewhere. I mean, obviously, and we wanna make sure that we're getting what we say we're
Mhm.
getting also. you
Well, I
know.
hope that our contractors and our people are honest enough to do our best. And
Well,
we'll do our
I'm
best.
not saying it that way. I'm not saying that they're gonna do us, but
Yeah.
they've,
Yeah, I got watched.
other counties have had where they thought this road got covered with 400 tons per mile while it got shorted.
Mhm.
They didn't get all the rock hauled there, and they moved them on to someplace else, and
No,
So
I think
that's
how
what
his staff's monitoring,
So-
yeah.
And this will be the first time Jackson County's ever done this, so I'm hoping it goes really smooth, but you know, we'll work out any speed bumps, if you will, along the way, no pun intended, but I think this is a good start for us to. But I do foresee this in the future expanding to be more miles. Not just copy what other counties do, but all our neighboring counties do this to a greater extent already. And we do have a completion date in here too, that by like July 17th, so that way, you know, once you get mid-July into August, it starts to get really dry. Well, we want that rock to kind of get seeded as best as possible, so not to say if weather, say you get end of July or August where it starts to maybe get some rains where that completion date can maybe extend, but point being, you know, they would get all this rock hauled ideally right by mid-July, so.
We continually try to improve and we hope this will be improvement also. Just a little bit before the motion, while we're talking about rock,
Mhm.
in your budget, there was a substantial amount of rock to one producer, like 110,000. So I just want to make sure that we confirm to the public that they all did not get dispersed in the last snowfall. It's still on the road. So,
The roads are actually really,
the roads are really good.
really good right now. Not good, but been going well.
But we did have some comments on that,
Yeah.
you know, now they're gonna plow all that rock in again.
You know, and actually the guys, yeah, did really good.
Well, they laid it on the side of the road from what I could see, and then they
Right.
brought it back, yeah, so.
Yeah.
All right, so what's the motion with the,
So I guess,
I would say, how do you want to work this? Cause I look at your agenda and woof, that. Cut and paste there. Lisa.
calling to the rock producers as presented.
so, yeah, how do you want to word it, Lisa, to?
So I potentially would say, I would take a motion to approve and authorize chair signature on the contracts for project 2027-461 between Jackson County and Bard Materials, Inc. for $33,143. River City Stone, a division of Matthew Construction Company, Inc. for $44,811, and Wetling Quarries for $189,252 for rock and haul. Approximately.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I would make that motion.
I would second.
Got a motion by Nan, second by Mike to do what Lisa said and approve the rock contracts as presented for the coming year. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Alright,
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
And then an update, I know I sent out a road notification last week, and I know I updated you, Brittany, as well. But to any of those watching today or that will watch this yet tonight, starting tomorrow, the bridge on 362nd Avenue, aka Z15, will be closed for replacement. Starting tomorrow, and it'll last approximately 4 months. The detour route signage should be going up today. So there will be the detour route, but just to make the public aware, since that is a heavily traveled paved road, it will close.
so, yeah, in a little better description is the road from Bellevue to Springbrook.
Correct. Those around the area of the Springbrook Highway is what it's commonly referred to.
And a brief update on the Preston shop.
Yes, so last, what was that, Thursday night, there was what sounds like a confirmed EF1 tornado in the Clinton, southern Jackson, northern Clinton County area. Our Preston, one of our shops at our Preston shop area did receive some substantial damage. So more than likely, I view that, till I talk to you further, but I assume that structure, which acts more of a storage shed for our equipment, like tractor and whatnot, it's probably a total loss. The roof came off, and so we're working through that on how. I'll work with you, Lisa, and the insurance on next steps and ultimately try to replace that shop, or that shed, because we need. That shed was used all the time to store a random piece of equipment, whether it was a tractor at the time or not a grader, but our various equipment that we use, so.
Okay.
So when you say the roof is gone, is it tin gone or are we talking roof is gone, rafters, everything?
The tin and some of the rafters, and
It's a big hole.
yeah, it's a.
So is it something that we need to have a contractor look at and see if it's fixable, salvageable, or total loss?
Yeah, I'll probably read it. I'll have to probably defer to Lisa on those further discussions.
First thing, but I would do is get a contractor in,
Okay.
and have the contractor, give an opinion as far as the extent of the damage and if it is help.
Okay.
So even, or have Jeff maybe take a look if he's that
Yeah.
way too. He's
Yep.
familiar with
We're
that.
gonna need something to work with the insurance company.
Okay.
Yep.
I can do that, but.
Yep.
So, yeah, overall, I guess, there were some other residents that have significantly more damage, so. At least everybody's safe, that's the biggest thing in any situation, but yes, we did receive some damage and we will work through that best we can.
And channel work?
Yeah, they should actually be pouring the pier cap today. Sorry. The north pier, that they had the column and footing poured, they should be ready to pour that pier cap, the cantilever part, today. And they're working on the coffer dam for the south pier. So.
They're making good progress.
And there's been a lot of dirt work up until this rain last week for all the embankment fill coming in, but obviously with the rain, dirt's pretty wet, so it can't compact very well, so that's basically a halt right now, but other components of the bridge construction are still moving forward, but just in that time of year where we do get frequent rains, so. But
No.
nothing's delayed, it's all on track, there's just two contractors working simultaneously.
It looks like rain's in the forecast for the next week, so it's a nice problem to have because we were definitely short, but.
Back
And I
to
know-
your question, did it do any damage to any equipment inside, like the door falling on the tractor or anything?
Thankfully, no, just the beacon light on the top was damaged, which is pretty minimal in the grand scheme of things, but no glass, no cab, no fence. I mean, no, it's actually fairly well there too.
All right.
All right, anything else for Jade?
Was there a question in the back? Somebody had a hand up.
Yeah, the county needs all new buildings for the shops. That was
Can
it.
you introduce yourself?
I'm Dale Holgraver,
Okay,
but anyhow, I was wondering if the rent check went through for the farm.
Yes, it did.
Did it? Okay, I'll just check it though.
It did.
That's all I need to know, so.
okay,
Nope, we received it. Thank
Thanks,
you.
Dale.
Yep.
all right, thanks, Jade, appreciate it. Next up, we got Jeff Jones from the recorder's office. Good morning.
Good morning.
Just here with my March month end report.
How's it going?
It's going very well. Yeah, very well.
I hope I had it once in a while. Everything's peachy. I can't imagine it's that peachy, but yeah.
It is pretty good. No,
Be knocking on some wood.
I've got great girls.
Awesome.
Yeah, and thankfully we're kind of hitting our busy time of year, so Tara's learning super fast, faster than I would have expected.
What does that mean? You're busy?
Yeah, so of course, boats have really, really picked up. Side by sides really haven't never slowed down. Real estate, of course, we're seeing a large uptake. People are buying and selling now that the weather's getting nice.
Yeah.
So,
Sometimes move.
yeah. No, it's been great.
So what do you got for us today?
Just my month end report.
So instead of me presenting the report, I thought it would be appropriate to have Jennifer come in to present the report for the month of March, the recorder's fees that have been collected.
I didn't see it, but I didn't print it. So if you want to briefly,
It looks like the total is $43,422.52.
Yep,
any highlights or red flags?
nope,
Yeah,
not at all.
well, that's pretty easy.
And we'll say move.
Well, we appreciate, again, that the work you guys do and that if everything's working out good, and I hope that continues.
I do too.
And good luck in November.
Thank you.
So we need a
So
motion
with-
to
Yep.
approve the
So with that-
recorder's report of,
So what I would say is we need a motion to accept, place on file, and authorize chair and auditor signatures on the county recorder's report of fees collected for the month of March 2026, the amount of $43,422.52.
So moved.
I'll second that.
Got a motion by Mike, second by Nan to approve and place on file, the recorder's report for fees collected for the month of March in the amount of $43,422.52. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Good job.
Thank you.
All right.
Have a good day.
Next up, we have Lisa.
Good morning. This morning I need a motion to approve the March 31st, 2026 meeting and work session minutes as written by Auditor Smith and authorized publication in the official newspaper.
I'd make that motion.
I would say.
Got a motion by Nan, second by Mike to approve the minutes of the March 31st, 2026 meeting and work sessions as written by Auditor Smith and authorized publication in the official newspapers. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
I need a motion to approve and authorize the auditor's office to issue warrants in the publication of the claims listing in the amount of $400,847.23.
Move to approve.
I would second that.
Got a motion by Mike, second by Nan to approve the auditor's office to issue warrants and the publication of the claims listing in the amount of $400,847.23. Any other discussion? And just know that there's a $26,000 waste authority payment. There's a $44,000 towards the second Tahoe for the sheriff's office. We got $39,000 for salt, $111,000 for rock. And I'm assuming the $12,000 for the environmental health study, the virtual study for the county sanitarian. That's her software license, so she can do some of her stuff via the computer. And then about $36,000 in dental insurance, which makes up almost 3/4 of those expenses. So, any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
I need a motion to approve the renewal of a Class C retail alcohol license to Parker's Pit Stop LLC at 29418 Highway 52 Bellevue, effective April 4th, 2026 through April 3rd, 2027.
I would make that motion.
I would second.
We got a motion by Nan, second by Mike to approve of the renewal of a Class C retail alcohol license to Parker's Pit Stop LLC at 29418 52nd Highway 52 Bellevue, effective 4 April 2026 through 3 April 2027. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
I need a motion to accept the resignation of Lori Behrens from the Jackson County Historic Preservation Commission, effective March 31st, 2026.
I would make that motion and thank her for her service and wish her the best.
I would second that.
Got a motion by Mike, second by Nan to accept the resignation letter of Lori Behrens from the Jackson County Historic Preservation Commission, effective March 31st, 2026, and extend our gratitude for her service and everything she did during her time with us. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
All that I have to do today.
And while we're talking, I'll go ahead and we can just address the letters that got sent out for taxes to inform us what the county tax is going. There was a statement on there. We received a couple of questions and concerns about it, as far as a statement on there saying that part of the reason taxes went up was because of expenses for the jail staff and different thing. And understand that revenues in general are going up. That was one of the bigger areas where expenses did go up. So it was a generic way of saying this isn't a way to single out the jail staff or the sheriff's department in any way. It was just that was the intent. It was the biggest thing. Understand that some of those expenses are the contracted prisoners that come into the county, but also with that expense, we also have the revenue. It's just with expenses going up on that side, it looks a little different right now. So.
Yeah, no, actually, when we reworked the contract as far as the jail staff there, It was basically an even wash from the part-time overtime to the, putting on a couple extra days time there,
Right.
so. I mean, of course, obviously our insurance rates went up, I mean, and very minimal, your tax levy as it stands, be very minimal, so. Yeah, we appreciate everybody's concern and, yeah, thanks for calling and asking questions because, yeah. When explanations are due and we appreciate everybody's work in the process.
Is there, that's all you got?
What I got for the board today. Thank you.
Is there anything else for the good of the meeting? I will say I do have something. We had the WMA, the Wacoma River Water Management Authority. Erin Erickson has been our director for quite a while, but she's accepted another position. We found out last week. So she will be moving on to be the watershed manager for the city of Cedar Rapids. And it's quite an upgrade compared to our watershed. So we extend our gratitude for everything that she did with our WMA as she looks forward to them in the next month or so. We're going to figure out and look to replacing her in her capacity. So that's the big thing going on.
She did a lot of good work there. We thank her for her time and her service also.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Hard to replace.
As happens every week, I drive by the transfer station, so I get curious and I made a phone call to the director and, I don't everybody get all wound up here, but he says soon. So soon is soon, I hope, and.
2026, he
No,
guarantees.
no, I mean,
Twenty
he
twenty-six.
said, not to elaborate, but he said it should be within 2 weeks. So that's a lot closer than we've been. The steel is on the inside, the conduit, the tubes are up. The doors are on, the motors are on the doors, and we're just pulling wires and hooking them up. So
Biggest thing we want to do is thank the citizens of Jackson County for their patience. It's a shame it's taken this long to get it fixed, but when you're dealing with insurance companies and all
fire
that kind of
marshals
stuff, and
and
fire marshals and chains of supply and,
takes time.
all that, everything needs to come together.
We
So,
will be rolling again and it will, he says it is a really nice facility.
all right, for anything else for the good of the meeting?
No further business. I make a motion, we adjourn. We do have a couple work sessions, so.
Yep,
I will second that.
got a motion by Mike, second by Dan to adjourn. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Have a good day, everybody. Motion carries. We are adjourned. Go out and enjoy the sunshine before the rain comes in the next week.
Better come.